What's going on, guys? Craig here with All Tech Together, coming at you with another product review. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a different sort of project. And it's the Pro Charging Grip from a company called PDP. Now, this is a Nintendo Switch accessory. Just so everybody knows, this was purchased with my own money. So my views are mine and mine alone. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Before I start this review, I want to bring up something the way I feel about my Nintendo Switch. I have a love-hate relationship with my Switch. On one hand, I love everything about it. I love the games, I love the form factor, I love just everything to do with the Switch. On the other hand, however, the hate part is the fact that every company just puts out a ton of these peripherals. If you go to Amazon, just type in Nintendo Switch accessories, you are going to get pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff. Now, some of it's quality, some of it's absolute junk. But let's take a look at this and see if it's worth your money or if this falls in that junk category, shall we? So, first things first, on the box, you'll notice this is not just a single piece of hardware. You don't get the Joy-Cons like it shows in the front, but you get sort of a Joy-Con holder, and then you also get a dock down here. And you can actually charge it in. I'll show you more on that later. And then it also comes with a couple included little nubbins for your joysticks. And use those or don't. I'm not a fan. We'll talk about that in a minute. But here we go. So let's talk about build quality first. So here is the actual grip itself. Okay. Oh, wait. This isn't the grip itself. Sorry, my bad. This is the Nintendo Switch grip. This one here is the PDP grip. And you can see a massive size difference between the two. Or at least I can. One is considerably taller and it's wider. If I do this, the back one is the PDP grip. And you can actually see on the side how much extra room there is there. And that is a massive help for a lot of people. I don't have giant hands by any stretch. I'm going to say I have average hands, maybe smaller hands for a guy. But just holding the original Nintendo grip feels small to me. Whereas if I grab this nice, beefy, chunky PDP one, the Pro Grip controller here, it feels more like a Pro controller. And that's ultimately, I think, what a lot of people want to do, is have it feel more like a Pro controller without having to spend that $80 Canadian, or I think it's $60 American for this unit. Now, what you do here is you actually take the top and you open it up. So you can actually slide the top down. And then what you do is you grab your Joy-Cons here and you simply slide it in. Take your other Joy-Con here and simply slide it in. Really easy, and then just flip the top up. And that is done. Now on the front you also have some LED lights. It'll show you what player you are, 1 through 4. No battery knowledge on this whatsoever. Okay, but it gives you some really nice triggers up here for your R and L triggers, and then it actually makes some nice little bit of more meat to push these 4 buttons up at the top. It gives just a better feeling. Now, I will say in the feeling section of it, they're a bit mushy. They don't have the same click that the Nintendo Switch itself has. And that's because you're pushing on a button, that's pushing on a stem, that's pushing on a button. So there's a couple degrees of separation there that you may or may not be a fan of. But it certainly does make it easier to hold and grip. Makes it feel a lot more like a Xbox 360 controller, if I had to compare it to a controller that a lot of people have. And more akin then to the Pro controller too, which is basically an Xbox 360 controller as far as I'm concerned. They're very similar. Now the other part to this setup is this here, and that's the dock. So what you do, and I don't know when I'm plugged in, but I'll show you what it looks like when it is plugged in. I simply just drop it in. And that's super convenient for when you just want to drop it and go. Now, I know the Joy-Cons, a lot of people are like, well, Joy-Cons have, 20 hours or 40 hours, something ridiculous like that. I agree with you. You probably don't need this kind of a setup. but I like it because it keeps my setup cleaner. It's got a place for my Joy-Cons, my extra set. I simply just drop it and I'm good to go. And that way, if I have friends over or something like that, I don't have a pair of dead Joy-Cons just laying around. So it really does make this setup a considerably more streamlined feeling. The dock is, again, just plastic here, just cheap plastic. It's light, like feather light. Terminates in a USB 2.0 Gen 1, or I don't even know if it's a Gen. Just a 2.0 setup, and then this just drops in. There's 3 little pins on the bottom. Okay, and then it just simply drops in, starts to charge. So all in all, this product actually is really convenient. It just gives you a place to put your Joy-Cons all the time. The build quality is sufficient. I would say that this is no more cheaper feeling than the original Nintendo one. Okay, they feel like they were made basically out of the same sort of plastic. The only thing that I could say maybe might cause some problems would be the hinge on the Pro Grip. If this hinge ever decides to break, you're kind of done for. But other than that, I think this thing is going to last a long time. I don't see it ever breaking if you take care of your stuff. But, you know, who knows? I've used this, I think, for about a month now, exclusively. I've put my Pro Controller aside. I've stopped holding my Joy-Cons on each hand. I've just used this and this alone. And you know what? I haven't missed my Pro Controller as much as I thought I would. Now, the only problem with this is the fact that if you have this dock here, plugged into the Nintendo Switch itself through one of the side USB components, when you undock your your Nintendo Switch, Craig, get your consoles straight. When you undock your Nintendo Switch, what's going to end up happening is this thing is going to start to flash red and green and go all crazy. There must be some sort of a power delivery issue when you unplug your dock or your Switch out of the main dock or plug it into the main dock on this dock. The red and green lights, and I'll show it here, the red and green lights go nuts. I don't know why. So what I've tried to do is I've hooked this up to a wall wart, and it alleviates that problem altogether. So like I said, I think it's just the fact that the Nintendo Switch starts drawing power or stops drawing power, or something weird happens when it first gets slotted into the dock, and then you have a concern there. So all in all, I would say this is a definite buy. I think this is considerably better than the Nyko charge grip that I've seen out there, that I actually own one. Considerably better than that. 17 billion times, and I'm not even exaggerating, better than the original Nintendo one. This thing is, as far as I'm concerned, just a recipe for uncomfortability. But it's free, because it comes in the package, so everybody's got one. I wouldn't use it ever again. This one here makes my life so much easier to just drop, go. It's comfortable. It makes your life just feel better. It makes it easier for you to hold on and grab your Joy-Cons. It just makes everything good. Now, the only other thing I gotta say is it does come with a couple little nubbins for your controllers. I've never liked these things. I've never liked the little controllers, especially this one. These ones are convex on the top. So I'll just throw that one right in the ground, but I'll show it in B-roll. They're convex on the top, which means that my thumbs just slide off them. I've always preferred a concave sort of controller, but hey, you know what? They go on and off super quick and easy. They're quality enough. They don't make my finger slip, so that's nice. They're like a nice soft plastic, but I don't personally see the point in them. So anyways, well, that's it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I love all of the comments and questions, and I love interacting with you. I've even had some people say, like, whoa, you got back to me. Yeah, I always try to get back to my subscribers and my viewers just because I like to help out. So, that's it for this review. Again, my name is Craig from All Tech Together, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.